And welcome back to Zanpakuto Creation Series. From Shadows 82, we have the question of what is Raziel? Zanpakuto from Legacy of Kain, a series I am heard in passing and not familiar with at all. That being said, from what I can find, this guy is kind of your stereotypical hero in many ways. He's got a very good moral compass. He's very upstanding. I mean, obviously he can be pushed, he can be hurt, but in terms of who he is, he's the hero, even with all the flaws and issues he's had in his life. But he also has a very unique history. He was once a human, then he was a vampire, now he's a wraith. So it's one of those characters where I'm like, okay, is there a way for me to kind of apply certain aspects to that into a Zanpakuto? Personally, I don't think there is, because, like, what's the closest to a vampire in Bleach? About, which is not even a canon race. Hollows are probably closest things to race that we can get to. So can I make a hybrid of that? Not really, I don't think. But still, what can we do? What can we work with this? We'll have work with this. Well, for starters, it's kind of I imagine Zanpakuto, like most of the like Ichigo's, mostly being like for direct combat, but having a energy Ryatsu capability to it. Its standard form is a katana. Its release would be Hold Your Ground. Its Shikai name is Fallen Grace, or Ochita Goresu. Its Bankai name, Redemption of the Fallen, Daruka Shano Shokuzu. Now, in terms of its spirit, by the way, would be something along the lines of like a angel that had fallen from grace, but its Bankai spirit would look more akin to like a armor-clad warrior. This translates to the Shikai, which the Shikai really wouldn't change that much. It would honestly just look more like, say, a claymore with like a triangular or star-shaped tip to it. A star-shaped tip to it, but missing the guard. That's what I think it would be like. So its basic ability, its really only prime ability, would be to convert your Ryatsu, your spiritual energy, into a blade construct over the blade. Basically extending out the reach and power and striking force of all the blade, defensive power, all that, having this energy blade covering your own. So I think it would be frankly a pretty solid base ability for like a protagonist. Powerful, but not overly complex. Beyond that, it also carries a very strong weakness of, if you're not putting enough energy into the blade when you increase its size, you're honestly going to make it crumble under its own weight. You're going to have it be too brittle. It's going to be too problematic to deal with. So it does carry that weakness. Now, the Bankai, I think, is essentially a Susanoo from Naruto. I think it's essentially a big Ryatsu armor, and you can basically wear this construct. Kind of like if Komamura were to be inside of his own Bankai and be protected by it. That's what I kind of think it is, minus the whole if the Bankai is injured, you're injured, and vice versa thing. But still, you would still carry all of the abilities of the Shikai, increasing the size of the blade, morphing it. But I think it goes beyond that. You now have this entire, let's just call it a chakra mech, if you will, energy mech, that you can also manipulate the size, shape, and function of. You can grow wings, you can grow spikes, you can turn into massive tendrils, you can convert all your power into all the Bankai into one giant attack, like like the final attack could easily be all the power of the Bankai and the chakra goes into this giant sword. So for like one large final strike. I mean, now, granted, you could say, wasn't that just the Shikai? But the Shikai doesn't have the level of power of the Bankai. There'd be a limitation to what you could do with the Shikai. The Bankai could easily just go well and truly beyond. Again, you're converting all the power of the Bankai's armor and all that into this giant super blade. That's what you're doing for like one final strike. Or it could be a fist. Or it could be, one maybe big energy attack. Kind of like a Getsuga Tensho, but just converting it all into one, final blow. I mean, practically, it's a very simplistic Zanpakuto, But in terms of use, it's actually it'd be fairly useful. Like, I mean, the Bankai again, the Zanpakuto does carry the issue of if you're not, like, the Bankai's size would still have a limit. It's just that with the Bankai, you have more Ryatsu by increasing your power. So you'd still have run the risk of, if you get too large for your britches with the Bankai's stability would start to waver. But in the grand scheme of things, it wouldn't really be all that bad. In the grand scheme of things, it would actually have a good defense against most energy-based attacks, and most physical attacks, elemental attacks. Really, the issue for the Zanpakuto would straight up be energy absorption techniques, like Ryukojaku, for example. That would be truly a big weakness for the Zanpakuto. Like the only clear cut weakness, apart from someone with stronger spiritual pressure, or someone with like incineration ability, like Yamamoto's Bankai does. Apart from that, there would be no inherent weakness to the Zanpakuto, really. Anyway, I digress. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.